Well, I'm not going to do a whole video of this project, just a couple of little quick highlights because really don't have time to record all of this. I'm just doing a headliner in my Ford Ranger, and as you can see I got the whole panel off. Had to take all this stuff off on the inside, take it loose over there. This one here I took off and pulled the seat belt up and folded it down, and had to take the seat out over here, and I had to find some of these little button clips. Ordered them on Amazon. I found some. I'm hoping they're the right size, because that's one that did not break, but about half of them did break because the car is old, 20 years old. So anyway, had to take the seat out and had to fold that thing. It's fiberglass. I didn't know it was fiberglass. I thought it was cardboard, and I thought if I fold it, it's going to crease. It's going to break in half and crease, but it didn't. It's fiberglass, so I'm thankful for that. And because it wouldn't come out without bending it considerably, probably 25-30% of a bend in it before it would actually come out the door. So as you can see, I got a scrub brush on that impact driver tool, and I'm taking all that foam off of that piece. Here's the piece that was in there that was drooping, and I got a can spray, headliner spray adhesive here, and I got a package of the new material here that I got to glue on and trim it down to size. So we'll get another couple of clips on this, but it's not a how-to so much as just something I'm doing, and someone that doesn't know at all what to do on these, well, get some ideas, and you can find some more complete how-to videos on YouTube. Got it all cleaned off for the most part. I could take some sandpaper and clean it more, but I'll just put a heavy coat of glue on it. Got a little spot here in the fiberglass that if this were a customer's car or a classic restore, I would have to mix up some resin and put on that, and then deal with that later, sand it down and all of that stuff. But I'm not gonna bother with it. I'll just put a little extra glue along in there. This is my car, and it's just a work truck, but I didn't like that old one there hanging down in my face and drooping and all that, fluttering in the wind when the wind is open. So this is a cheap fix, not so quick, because about 90% of the work is taking the guts out of the car and then putting it back together afterwards. So I did take a photo with my phone of all these little holes all the way around, so that I can find where to cut the fabric for those holes. The big holes, of course, I can feel those, but the little holes, I may not be able to find those, so I'm going to stick a screwdriver through the middle of each one of those holes or something like that, so I can find them when I'm putting this thing back together. Lay the piece on there like it's supposed to be, with the foam side down and the interior side facing up, and adjust it so that it is pressed into place. All the corners and whatnot, it's down in there, and you have about the same amount of excess hanging off all the way around, so that when you start pulling this thing tight and pressing it into place, you don't end up short on one side. And then fold it in half. I'm going to lift one side, fold it over to the other side, then I'm going to work from the middle out with one side. Then we'll pull the second side back over the first side and work from the middle out on that side with the glue. The directions on the glue says to spray both sides, this part and this part. Spray both of them as you work the thing together. This is a contact cement, so you want to spray liberal coats on there, and then you can't slide this thing around once you put it in place, so you got to start in the middle and work your way out towards the outer edges. Got it on there, pressed into place, finger tight, and I got to take this roller and run over it. And see, I got smudge there from my knees when I forgot to put that's what is that, a shower curtain liner or something like that, just something I grabbed out of the shop. I forgot to put that on here, a sheet or anything, because my knees from being on the concrete are dirty, and now I gotta wash that with some carpet cleaner or something. But I'm going to press it into place as tight as I can, all those corners and holes where there's where I got to cut it out, and then I'll flip it over and spray the outer edges just a little bit with the last little bit of spray in the can, and fold this over underneath the outer edge. Got my scrap trimmed off the outside, and then I cut a little X in every place that's going to have a hole so I could find it on the inside. I just cut an X in there, and of course I cut a little relief on every corner that I got to fold this under on the other side. There's just a couple of them there. I got to spray, a little bit of spray just left in the can, and fold those over. I found one of these in the car on the floor, and I didn't know what it was. Apparently I knocked it off while I was wrestling with this thing. Now I see what it is, and I got to glue this on over here and wait for that to dry before I fold the rest of this over. I think it's ready to put back in the car, other than I'm going to let it sit out here in the driveway and dry in the sun for a little bit before I put it back in. Let the glue dry a little more. And the only thing I see wrong, other than me getting it dirty, which I can get that out with some carpet cleaner, and it really won't show up that much inside the car anyway, but got one little hollow spot right here where apparently I didn't have it loose enough. Apparently had a little bit too tight when I went over this spot here. So that one's not going to stick. It's not going to stay down there. And there's a couple more like that over these really high humps. If I get it too loose, then it's going to have a wrinkle up here, and too tight, then you have this. Well, it's my first one actually doing this kind without just pushing the thumbtacks up in them. So at least I know about that next time around, and I've got another one I got to do on my other truck. So I'll do that one day. Maybe we'll do that on video too. Alright, thanks for watching.